Welcome to the night bus, emergency transport for the stranded witch or wizard. My name is Stan Shunpike and I will be your conductor for this evening. What you doing down there?
I fell over.
What you fell over for?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Well, come on then. Let's not wait for the grass to grow. What you looking at? Oh. Come on, move on, move on, move on. Oh. Take her away, Ern.
Yeah, take it away, Ernie. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
What did you say your name was again?
I didn't.
Well, whereabouts are you headed?
The Leaky Cauldron. That's in London.
Do you hear that, Ern? The Leaky Cauldron, that's in London.
The leaky cauldron. Hey, if you have the pea soup, make sure you eat it before it eats you. Ernie, little old lady at 12 o'clock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3.5, 2, 1 3/4. Yes! Ernie, 2 double-deckers at 12 o'clock. They're getting closer, Ernie. Ernie, they're right on top of us! Mind your head. Hey guys, why the long faces? yeah, nearly there.
Hey there, LEGO fans and Potterheads. I'm the lawyer in the LEGO Shed, and this is the 32nd in a series of videos I'll be making as I build my way through the magical world of LEGO Harry Potter. I've been collecting the Harry Potter LEGO line since it started back in 2001 with the release of the very first movie, and for this video series, I'm going to be building the sets that have been part of the more recent waves, starting in 2018 and stopping with the 2023 releases. The plan is to go in as close to movie order as possible, so without further ado, let's get started. Today we are covering our first set of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, set number 75957, The Night Bus. This is the third film installment of the franchise, and the set itself depicts the iconic purple triple-decker bus, which serves as an emergency transport for the stranded witch and or wizard. For some historical context, the set was released in 2019. It has 403 pieces and 3 minifigures, 2 of which are unique to this set. Much like the Hogwarts Express, the Night Bus is a very commonly revisited thing for the Harry Potter universe, and it's been depicted numerous times in LEGO. First, in set number 4755. This set came out in 2004 with the release of The Prisoner of Azkaban, and it was a set that we got our first minifig of Stan Shunpike, who's the conductor on the Night Bus, and it was a fun little play feature in this particular one that the beds could slide along the floor of the bus. And then they even had a little printed windshield piece that had the iconic talking shrunken head from that portion of the movie on it, and there was also a Lego dog that was provided to represent Sirius in his animagus form. So definitely a great installment for that wave that they did for Prisoner of Azkaban. That same year, LEGO also did a promotional version of the Night Bus. It was just a mini one in a poly bag. It actually looked pretty decent for its scale and was a lot of fun if you were kind of like following along with those poly bag releases. Then we got our third version in 2011 with the reboot of the Harry Potter Lego line and the release of parts 1 and 2 of the Deathly Hallows movies, the final installments of the franchise itself. This time around, we got Ernie Pang, the driver of the night bus, along with Stan and Harry. For that iteration, we also got some beds, but in that version, we actually included a chandelier for the first time, the little swinging chandelier, which was very much an iconic piece from the movies, and it extended between multiple levels of the bus. We also got a 1x1 printed round brick that actually represented the shrunken head, so kind of an interesting choice there to do it on the round brick rather than a minifig head, because obviously it had been shrunken. But both of those previous minifig scale versions followed a very similar approach in that they had 3 stacking levels that attach with minimal studs that then allow you to access them very differently. So that brings us to our current set, the 4th version. This is 75957, and the one that we are reviewing today. I'm just going to wheel it out here, but as you can see, we've got a lot of things that are really kind of delightfully changed from those prior versions. So I'll kind of just give you a quick side view here that I think is helpful. So first of all, we have a great curvature that we finally achieved. So the shaping has completely changed from those previous versions. We also have kind of this nice little profile that feels very reminiscent of how it appears in the movie. And again, we've got that nice like shaping approach, and it's just kind of each element I think has come together a lot more cleanly in this version. We even had an overall construction change up in addition to that changing shape. Rather than the stacking versions that we've become accustomed to, we now have a version that is accessed entirely differently. So rather than the stacking levels, we now have 2 levels that are fused together that are then accessed by a 2-level swinging door that gives us access to see our nice little swinging chandelier in there. We can even see another little seating area, and then one of the beds of the night bus here right along the bottom. So definitely a complete overhaul as far as how we're approaching this one. And then to get up to the top level, you take off the roof here, and you can kind of see inside there. This is a little storage spot for Harry's trunk when we're finally to that point in our play feature. But yeah, so kind of a completely different way of going about the night bus on this one. And the internal components, as you can probably already tell, have largely remained the same. We still have a bed. We've got a minifig that can actually sleep in it now, which I thought was a kind of fun feature. So you can kind of see here, it is constructed in such a way that you can literally just put a minifig right inside of it, and it looks like they're sleeping in the bed. So kind of a fun little element there to be able to do that. And then we've got the swinging chandelier, like I mentioned. I would say that the only notable exception here really kind of is around the other components. We've got no street lamp, which that very first version did. We have no Sirius in his animagus form, and we have no Hedwig. Each of those things are kind of missing from this particular iteration. And, you know, what's funny is the exclusion of Hedwig is actually more true to the film than the alternative. So kind of an interesting choice there. Let's go over what I loved real quick. It's always nice to see when a redesign kind of improves upon the original. As you can see, when comparing the 2004 version, which I'll throw up a picture of, and this 2011 version, they really improved on giving like a lot of elements positive shift. So the first one being that now we've got a more accurate kind of front portion, that kind of like cut out inset portion that's very iconic of these double-decker London buses. And then we even had this back portion so that Stan can hang off the back. It's now cut out just like he does in the film. So definitely an improvement on that 2004 version. And then when we kind of look at other elements, I think that one of the other things that really stood out to me is that overall improved shaping, and then the detail that they've managed to accomplish and just making it look more like the bus. And then I think this construction choice too, this big nice swinging door, is actually a much more engaging form of play feature than having to separate each of the 3 different levels. So all in all, I think it was an overall improvement on each of those levels: shaping, design, and then movie accuracy. Each one of those really kind of shone through in this one. Another element that I loved were the minifigures of the set. We'll discuss these more in a little bit better detail, but the styling and look of Stan and Ern are particularly impressive here. Things that I didn't love, these are just truly small things, but it would have been nice to see a transfigured Sirius in the set. His presence is pretty important in that scene, and the omission seems a little odd, especially for this particular wave, because we do have a heavy emphasis in the next several sets we're going to review on Sirius and his involvement, so kind of an odd choice there. I also would have liked to have seen more beds in this model. I recognize that we can't fit the amount that were referenced in the book or the amount shown in the movie, but only having one seems a little bit of a letdown. And then they have, this mechanic is kind of there. You can see that this bed does move because it is on those little sliding tiles, but it just would have been nice to see that a little more prominently, and maybe even another one up at the top, right? Because we at least could have fit 2 beds in there. To have something a little more going on. Yeah, I really think that is it for the things that I didn't love, because overall I think this actually was a pretty great redesign. All right, let's move on to the minifigs. We'll put the bus over here. We'll start with Harry, since he is probably our most boring of the figures here. But we got Harry. He is in his kind of a standard outfit that we're going to see quite a bit for the Prisoner of Azkaban sets, where he's got a dark blue jacket on and then a kind of lighter bluish gray top underneath, and then some of those medium legs that were introduced as part of this, not this wave, but with this line, where we could have the ability to sit, which is great, unlike the short legs where we can't sit. But basically, these are the ones that are giving that kind of teenager sizing, which is wonderful. And then giving him the ability to sit with studs on his legs is great. So aside from that, standard face, standard hair, all of it looks great, but we'll see a lot of this particular figure. Next up, we've got, let's do the Stan Shunpike. He looks pretty great when compared to his on-screen version, and is definitely improvement on the 2 prior minifig versions. You can see that he's got his little ticket machine around his neck printed right on him. He also has, that's actually something that's been constant since 2004, that little ticket machine. But this version also takes it to the next level by adding this nice little red stripe on his hat, which is very prominent in the film itself, that kind of styling for him. And then there's even, I'll make sure and throw the inset in here, but on his face, there's even little spots on his face for his acne, and then just a very light fringe for his facial hair. So I think they really kind of nailed it. His facial expression seems just a little bit off, but overall, I think they did a great job of capturing him. Next up, we've got Ernie Pang, who is our driver of the night bus. I think he looks great as well with his bald hat, giving him the illusion of being bald for a minifigure. Great kind of over-magnified glasses, the expression on his face, and then right down to his cardigan and tie. All of it just, I think, works really well together. And you can see here, too, we got the dual colors for his arms versus what the torso is. All working really well together. And one of the elements that I loved about both of these two, back printing on the torsos, really just hitting it out of the park so that we have a fully realized character rather than just one that has front printing and calling it good. So I think each of those did a great job of really kind of fully committing there. One thing I'm going to draw your attention to as well, you can kind of see it right there in the front, is that shrunken minifig head. I just want to give a shout out to this one in the sense that it looks pretty great. We do lose a little bit from the lack of hair because those dreadlocks are pretty amazing in the film. But while it could have been improved, even on the printing, to really show those dreadlocks off, it is still a fun way to kind of go about it and have that head hanging in the windshield just like it is in the movie. So My overall impression, I think this is the best version of the night bus that LEGO has released. The changes to the bus when compared to the previous versions feel like actual improvements, and they make the set appear more movie accurate. I also think that Stan and Ern both look great, especially from how many little details that we were able to kind of get into these specific versions of the minifigs. And yeah, I think overall it's just it's a good addition to any Harry Potter Lego fans collection. So that is it for 75957. If you are interested in following along on this journey, please feel free to follow the account. And if there's anything else that you think I should be covering in these reviews, feel free to drop a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching and have an awesome day.